Hello everyone. I've got some really fantastic layouts for you guys, or like I like to call them, page setups. I think this is going to be a really nice, refreshing take on mini albums, kind of going back to our roots, because I truly believe that at some point or another we all started with a 12 by 12 layout. I like to think. Maybe not within the past 5 years. Some people dive right into the three-dimensional projects. But at least for some of us who have been crafting for at least, I don't know, I'm just going to throw my number out there, which is 15 plus years, I started with 12 by 12 layouts. So the fact that we can incorporate these into our interactive layouts or interactive mini albums, I think it's a great thing. Let's get started. So I've got my paper collection here. Ladies Who Lunch, it's the 12 by 12 collection. You can actually pick up this hard copy collection in my shop. I do recommend picking up 2 collections because we're going to use it. We're going to do 10 layouts. If you picked up moving scrapbook layouts, moving parts, we're doing 10 layouts in this paper collection, and you lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, only 8. You lose 8 of the fabulous distress color cardstocks if you cut out every single embellishment and use every single last bit of cardstock pocket card. So this is one of the downsides to double-sided paper, right? So let's get to it. I just wanted to show you. So we're working on this one. And I know this is probably stating the obvious, but I just have to say it. The digital, you just get one and you print it out twice. Sorry for being misstating the obvious over here. But I did want to share with you guys that I start my layouts just using printer paper. And this is number 3, so I don't want you to see that one. So just using printer paper if you don't want to use cardstock. You know, let's say you don't want the reference book. You can do yours on printer paper like this, and it's kind of hard to see because it washes out in my camera because I have so many lights here. But just a suggestion, if you don't want to use cardstock, you can use your regular printer paper for these. And that can be your reference. Typically, this is a scrapbook layout where you have multiple layers. Your layers are normally created in geometric shapes. They're normally circles or squares, maybe some triangles, but usually they're circles, squares, rectangles because we work on a 12 by 12 paper. But what we're doing here with scrapbook layouts moving parts is that we're creating moving parts in what you would think is a basic scrapbook layout. So we have a moving part here. We have a moving part here, right? This would be your focal point photo. So this gives us an opportunity for 4 photos. Then we have another moving part here, a pocket, which would be a layer, photos, which would be another layer, and another moving part here. So how exciting it is to see something like this in your mini albums where they are structured with just pockets, flaps, pockets, flaps, pockets, flaps, inserts, 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 inserts. This, my friends, is a game changer, and I think you all are going to love this. So if you have not picked up this project yet, I highly recommend that you do. So you see, I have it here in my reference page in all sorts of different cardstock colors because I want you to see the layers, and these layers will help you in the matting process. So, because when you mat this is different than a mini album. When we create our mini album, let me just grab something here very quickly because I just want to go through this so that we are all on the same page. This is Simple Folios Style 5 in the, help me, remember the magic collection. We normally assemble everything and then we can mat. Look, everything is nice and assembled, and then we can mat the entire thing. With moving parts, it's a little bit different, and some of you may not like this, but you'll get used to it, guys. You'll get used to it. This is different. Different, you always have to get used to. With moving parts, you're going to cut all of your pieces out. You can tape if you want. That's entirely up to you. You can tape if you want. But you mat before you attach it. Okay, before you attach the next layer. 9 times out of 10, this is what's going to happen. So I have my base piece here, my base piece A. This one's the one with the flaps at the top. So before we attach our B piece, which we normally would in a mini album, we can't do that. We have to mat here. Now, if you wanted to save on paper, you could definitely think about how you would cut your paper strategically so that, you know, you just have a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, a piece there. I'm not doing that, people. I'm not doing that. I would need to be in a desperate circumstance to do that. I would have to adore the paper and it'd be the absolutely last one to do that. So never say never, Kathy. What I'm saying is I'm not doing that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and tape my B piece. If you're wondering where I got all these pieces from, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I am Kathy with Paper Phenomenon, and we are working on the Scrapbook Layouts Moving Parts project. So we're going to apply tape to our B piece. I've already cut this according to my cutting guide. I've scored according to my cutting guide. Now I'm going to use my double-sided tape in the 3/8 inch. You can pick this up also in my shop. This is Paper Phenomenon brand double-sided tape. I'd love for you to give it a try. If you are out of stock on what you normally use, or you're running low on your normal supply of tape, please give my tape a try. And so parallel to the score lines, I'd like you to apply your tape. Tape application should be closest to the cut edge of the cardstock, parallel to the score lines. So we have 3 score lines here forming this U. So your tape is parallel to those score lines, and this is the look you should have. For piece C, we're going to use glue, so we're doing nothing to that. For piece D, you're going to need your piece E. You're going to fold on your piece E. You're going to burnish. And you're going to apply double-sided tape to both sides of the hinge on the dented side of the score line. So there's that tape. Then I'd like you to taper. So I'd like you to taper both sides of the hinge. What I'd like you to do is to position your scissors at the tape, not in the corner of the fold on the piece of cardstock, not at the fold, so at that tape. So if you're using 1/4 inch tape, then you're going to position it at 1/4 inch. So I'm right at the edge of the tape, and then I'm tapering. Notice I do not taper into the score line. Do not do that. Not good. No good. So we've got D and E. These go together. Whoopsie. Get over here. These go together. So I'm just going to paper clip these 2 because I just like to put things that go together. You know, I'm going to go back to B. My bad. I forgot to tell you guys that we're mitering this. This is a pocket. Forgive me. So we're going to miter. So you're cutting. What is mitering? You are looking for the X that's formed by the 2 intersecting score lines. See that? Do you see that X there? See that X there? Mitering is locating the X that's formed by the 2 intersecting score lines. Taking your scissors, but you want to do this after you apply your tape. You apply your tape, then you take your scissors and you cut on the diagonal directly across that X. That is mitering. If I say miter, your brain automatically says, where's the X? Cut on the diagonal across the X. That's what that is. So we miter. We fold on our score lines to form our flaps, like so. We grab our burnishing tool and we burnish along the crease. And that's going to give you something that looks like this. When you miter, you get this on the back of your pocket, not overlapping flaps. Your flaps should not overlap. If they overlap, you want to open that back up, extend those flaps, and cut again directly across that X, and you should be good. So no overlapping flaps. See that? That is a good miter. There is such thing as a bad miter, but it's easy to fix. Let's practice. Let's do it again. Let's grab our F piece. Our F piece is a pocket. So pockets tape dented side of the score line parallel to the score line. Tape should be closest to the cut edge. So let's do it. I always like to give a good refresher on tape placement because normally my pieces are prepped with tape, but not everybody that's here has been with me forever. So those of you who have been with me forever, I'm so sorry. Sometimes we got to give a few refreshers, my friends. There's a pocket. There's my tape applied to the dented side of the score line. See, there's a bumpy side. And then there's a dented side to the score line. You can clearly see that, guys. Dented, bumpy. Tape goes on the dented side, parallel to the score lines. We are going to miter. You're going to flip it over because it's easier to see it on the bumpy side, at least for me. You're going to flip it over. You're going to locate the X, 1X, 2X. You're going to take your scissors. You're going to position it across that X on the diagonal, and you are going to cut and remove the section. That is a miter. One more time, people. Once you do that, you're going to fold on your score lines to form your flaps, and then you're going to burnish. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Burnishing, just rub your bone folder across the crease, and you get a really nice reinforced crease there. Let's inspect our flaps. No overlapping. We are doing good. We're doing good. So that's your piece F. For your G pieces, we've got two of those. These are going to be mirror image, so that means you're going to have a score line on your left-hand side and a score line on your right-hand side. You do not want this. These are going to be positioned and attached to your page like so. So tape on the dented side, parallel to the score line, like so. You're going to fold on your score lines, and then you're going to burnish, and then final step, taper. So taper, you usually want to taper the width of your tape. If the width of your tape is 3/8 of an inch, then you're going to taper 3/8 of an inch off of that 1/2 inch. See that? So your guide is going to be the width of your tape. So you're going to position it at the edge of your tape and then cut on an angle. That's a taper. And let me show you very quickly if you had. Do I have 1/4 inch tape? Let's see if give me a flap, Kathy. Give me a flap. So here is 1/4 of an inch tape. If you used 1/4 of an inch tape, let's say here's your score line. All right? Right? You want to taper that. So you're only tapering to the tape. So on an angle, position it at the edge of your tape or at the height of your tape, whichever way is easier for you, from the bottom or from the top. And you taper. That's what I mean by tapering the width of your tape. So let's taper. Never taper into that score line unless I instruct otherwise. But 9 times out of 10, we don't do that. So we've got all of our bits and pieces prepped. Let's grab some pad and paper. How exciting. So I picked a few papers that I think I would love. So we're going to start off with these. And some of my backs here. See these backs here? Perfection. So for my background, I'm thinking, where are you, Brick? Oh, I've used this paper many, many times, so I'm very familiar with it. So I'm thinking I want to do, let me go to the back to look at the backs. This one is also very pretty, my friends, but I digress as always. I'm thinking for the background, I want to do a little brick, guys. What do you think? Sometimes I forget what's in a collection because the digital collections typically have more than a printed collection. There's more patterns in a digital. Aha, here we go. It was pretty much on top. So this is why we need 2 packs, see? Because we need both sides. So I'm going to cut this to size, regular mat size. If your matting area is 4 by 6, your mat is 1/4 of an inch smaller, which would be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. So we're going to mat this layer right here, the black layer. So this is why I wanted you to use different color cardstocks. It's easier for me to tell you. Or piece A, but in this case, if you're looking at this finished product, we're matting the black layer. All right, before we add anything to the top. All right, before we add anything. So I'm cutting down to size. I had the best day today. Do you want me to tell you what I did today? I finally caved and worked on my Simple Folios Style 5, remaking it. Because remember, I couldn't find it. If you remember correctly, I couldn't find it. So I caved. I made them. And guess what I was watching? One of my most favorite releases of ever in all my crafting years. I was watching Tim Holtz and his releases. I love, every year I say, I don't need nothing. I always find something I want. And it's crazy because the Tim Holtz products and my style are completely different. But I love it and I use it in what I love to do. So even if that's not your style, you can still use these products, which is what I love about them. They're so great. So now we have this layer, right? This layer goes somewhere around here. We're going to measure. So I want you to take a look at this when you're matting, right? So you're only going to have a little peekaboo here and a little peekaboo here. So I want you to consider that when you're matting. So think about it. So you want to use something that you know is going to show in those corners. Like something like this. Or something like this, like a stripe. I'm going to go with this one because, I love it. So consider those things. That's why it's great to have the reference book for these types of projects. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that piece of paper to size as well. I want my chevrons going this way, so I'm going to go here. Don't know why I moved my trimmer away, but I did. Watching the Idea-ology Halloween release, and oh my gosh, there's so many cute things. Those little jack-o'-lanterns are my favorite. I love them. I wasn't going to create any 3-dimensional projects this year for Christmas and Halloween, but I don't know. I think I may have to because I have to use those little pumpkin thingies in action. Look at this, guys. Look at this already. Do you see the magic happening, my friends? Do you see it? Is what I want to know. Ah! So good, people. I love it. Now, the next layer, we can do one or the other. We can do this one or we can do this one. That is so fabulous. We can do this one. This one, we see pretty much everything when it's open, when we open this layer. But when it's closed, we see this. So let's think about this, my friends. Let's think. We have got, let's see what we see. Let's see what we see. I can use 2 papers here. The lovely thing is that you can audition your papers on some of the layers. So you want to think about these things when you are matting. Or we can do this, because these girls, I have a plan for these girls. They're definitely not going to go down there. So I'm thinking I'm going to do this. I like this a lot. Okay, so done deal, my friends. I've already made my choice. I think I'm going to get the Halloween sprays, but I don't think I'm going to get any of the pastes. I have some pastes here that I used already, and I'm not a big paste girl. So I love the trinkets and stuff like that. I love those. Those are my jam. But we'll see. Like I say, never say never. I highly doubt though I'll ever get messy. You guys know I'm the lazy crafter. I am the lazy crafter. So I did my review video on the Tim Holtz trimmer, and I hope you guys found it to be helpful. Is this not gorgeous already? Can you see what I see? Sometimes my lights wash things out. But is this not gorgeous already? I mean, really, look at this. Ah, I can't take it. So we have this little pixie going on here. Now, right here, we're going to see, get out of here. This is a little tuck spot. Right here, we're going to see this hinge, this paper hinge when we attach this. So, I give you your measurements. So what I'm going to do is, so I don't have to slap another paper on top of there because it's going to look tacky. I'm going to cut this down to size where I tell you where you're supposed to line it up at 1 inch. So we're going to do that. Then we are going to attach our D piece. Sorry, what is this? This is, I put tape on it, darn it. E piece. This is our E piece. Okay, then we're going to attach our E piece right there. And then once this is attached, we can attach this other side. And all you have left over is the hinge. And you see nothing, my friends. You see nothing. You see perfection, which is what we want. I am going to ask you guys to give this a little snipperoo. Look at this teeny tiny bit I'm cutting off of there. Teeny tiny bit, guys. See that? I just don't want anything sticking out the top because this hinge goes from end to end of your B piece. So just a little teeny bit. So I am going to ink, and I've got pumice stone here. I got pumice stone. I haven't tested it yet, but I feel like I'm going to love it. We'll see. But you know, you never know. I may not. Ah! I hate when I tear my sponge when it's still good. You know, pulling it off. So Distress Oxide pumice stone is what I have. And if you want to see the color a bit more before you buy, I'm going to show it to you on white. So this is what it looks like on the white. And of course, it's washing out. So sorry, guys. Let me see, maybe if I put it on black. No, of course not. I am under some serious lights over here. So it washes anything white out. But it's a great color. And I think it's going to go well with this collection. Oh, yeah. Love it. It almost appears a little white. So it's going to be smoky. Let's see this. I'm going to try it on this side because I may not want this to be smoky. Oh, look at that. It gives it a little nice smoky effect. Love that. But for now, I'm only doing the edges of my papers. Very nice. You may want to consider pumice stone for your Halloween projects. Let me see what it looks like on the blue, and then I'll decide for sure if I'm going to use it completely. Oh, let's see it on this one. Here, we barely get anything on here. So, but I see it. I definitely can see it, but I don't know if you guys can see it. But I see it. It's giving me what I need. It's giving me that bit of a darker edge. But, you know, it's not something that you would see like a vintage photo or ground espresso or something like that. But it's giving me what I need. Let's see it on the blue. Oh yeah, I like it a lot. Love it a lot. Let me do a quick edge on this and see how that works out. See if you can see it a little bit more, because I love this new look. Oh yes. The only downside to this is that you got to let it dry a little bit. Look at that. Now you can see that. How fabulous is that? This edge just may be the thing for me, guys, going forward. I really do love it. I do love it a lot. More than the inking. It's such a clean look. Love it. I will be doing that. And one more. I didn't do this one. And it works so much better on my shoulder than inking. Love, 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 love. And remember, it changes because the ink kind of reacts to the ink on the paper. So you even get a different, a different color. It's richer. Look at this. Can you you probably can't see it on this edge, but I love it. Look, see right there? There and right there. So nice. So, so, so nice. So we have this layer. We have this layer. Let's put that to the side. And we have this layer. So we're going to glue this piece on first. What's wrong here? Oh, this way. Hello. Hello, Kathy King. Focus, focus. I'm like, why is this not lining up? What is going on? So we'll put this on. So do you guys think you're going to have to think a little bit more before you do something like this? I don't think so. It's just a different, you have to train yourself differently. It's just a different process. So you want to butt this up right against the pattern paper. Careful if you're using glue that you don't shift the position of your pattern paper. Then you're going to glue this one on. And you may have to, you may have to chop off a little bit off the edge because the hinge is taking up a little bit of space. So just a sliver at a time. Don't cut too much off because you're not going to be happy if you cut too much off. And I feel like I could do another little, just a teeny bit more. Teeny, teeny, teeny weeny. Perfect. The one thing to doing this is that I'm always going to have a clear desk to be able to get that done when I want to, huh? Fun times. I normally work myself into a 6 by 6 inch square. So mat that. Nice and straight, nice and even, please. You want it to be pretty. Lovely. Let's do that. So for this piece, we have to put our pocket down. So we got a mat here, inside there. So let's put our pocket. Let me get a quick measurement because I can't remember where I placed it. So you're following the same measurement, guys, that I gave you in your, in your instructions. We're not doing anything different, no more, no less. So this is our F piece, and I'm attaching it to C. And I'm grabbing my G pieces, and I'm just going to go ahead and stick those down as well, because I absolutely can before matting. So anything that you can stick down before you mat, absolutely go for it. Why not? But if you can't, then you have to pick pattern paper. So your desk is going to look like this. A combination of cardstock and pattern paper. Typically, that is not the case when we are working with a mini album. We go through stages with our mini albums where we have our cardstock first, then we have our pattern paper out. So with this, it's going to get messy, or messier, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down because this I know I'm keeping. So let me get a quick measurement, see where this one goes from the top. So I want to make sure I get it exactly because position is key, my friends. Position is key with these. Otherwise, it can look kind of kooky. It can look kind of kooky, guys. So you don't want that. You don't want that. I mean, I really don't need a mark, Kathy. Don't be silly. So I'm going to get the tape off of here. You can start sticking a few pieces down because I'm happy with the placement of the pattern paper. And this one goes flush all the way to the edge. Whoopsie. Stay still. The opening is to the right-hand side. Make sure you have it nice and straight. The opening's on the right-hand side. So this in a scrapbook layout would be a layer, just a layer. It would do nothing. Here we have a pocket on the side. So is that not the coolest thing ever? I think it's the coolest thing. Here is this piece here, which will be about there. So we're going to remove the tape backing and stick that down. So I believe this one I did I center it from top to bottom? I guess I was trying to. Did it happen? Not really. So there's your D piece. For your I'm getting quite messy here. Let me get a little bit more organized. I can't help myself with the mess. It's who I am. For this piece, you're going to be approximately, ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch away from this edge. You want this to, oh no, I got my pocket, I went too high on my pocket. How did that happen? Sure did, people. That's all right, I can undo. See how layers matter here? It's all right, I can undo. Because, not that, I mean, this could work, but this is not how it's supposed to function. So I don't want it like that. So for your glue placement on here, I want you to glue this. I want you to glue this area right here. This entire area, I want glue. See, like that. And then for the bottom, just at the very bottom. Right there. Perfect. Undo time. I need to play a special undo song every time I have to undo. You want that to go from end to end. Gotta love this stuff, I tell you. So let me do this. Get this off. Nope, there we go. Keep that tape on there so we don't have to redo our tape. Easy peasy. Perfect. Now, because I have my mat in place, I can get this one better. There we go. That's where it should be. Because whatever is going in here is going to keep this closed. And whatever we put here may keep this closed. But of course you can add traditional closures if you want to as well. But for this one I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try to do different closure mechanisms. I've got to cut this piece here. I didn't want to screw that up. Did I not measure that twice? Oh, this wasn't a full 12-inch piece. Ah! All right, I will live. I will live. I forgot that I didn't cut. I cut it down to this size, so I was missing an inch. How annoying! That's all right. I will live. I will live. So I want this. Nah, I'm going to do something else. Now I messed up my cut. Now I don't want it. I'm doing something else. Now I'm going to bring another piece of paper in. Thank you for the opportunity. So I'm going to bring that in down there. And then here, I'm going to bring in another piece of this, which will, this one may work. Let's see. Yes, it will. And then I can add a little piece of some sort of decorative border there. And I have yet some more pattern paper. And I like that a lot. So for this paper here, I was thinking they could be a mat with a closure, or let's check out some pocket cards. I like to do things with you so that, you know, you can see the thought process. So this is going to be, the photo mat's going to be with that there. I love that. Let's take a look at these pocket cards very quickly. I'm going to use this border. Get a quick measurement here. Yes, indeedy. So I'm going to cut that off. I like to cut where the silver line is. And this is going to give me a little decorative border right here. See that? Even though whatever we put in that pocket, it'll cover it, but we have to take the stuff out. So when you take things out, you want to have something pretty there. You want to see layers and layers and layers of goodness. So I am going to do this pocket card for the inside. So I'm going to cut that out. Very quickly. Either inside, both inside, but meaning here or here. I haven't decided yet, but I think it's going to go here and then photo mat on this side. See that? And then we need another photo mat here. So let's be crazy and do another color, shall we? Let's go crazy. I love this one. But I think I want to do this here. Hold on, folks. And here, one more. So this paper would not kill me if I had to cover it, right, with photos, because it's cute, but you know, it won't kill me. I forgot that this is slightly under. There we go. So what do you guys think so far? And if you notice, I'm getting a crappy edge because I'm not holding my plate down, which is highly annoying. But that is my bizzle. Oh my gosh, how adorbs. Do we want this one or should we bring in another color? Let's bring in another color. I answer my own questions. I answer my own questions. What is wrong with me? I spend way too much time in here alone. Oh, this one's a good one. We'll stop. We'll stop getting crazy, cat. Let's just get a plain piece of cardstock. It's a mat. I just love pattern on pattern on pattern on pattern. The more pattern, the better in my book. And I have to say, I made quite a few nice books. I thought I had a blue one. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Do I need any of this right now? Oh, this one's a good one too. I like that one. And we've got a little yellow here, so let me cut this strip out and see what we got going on here. Because again, I have two collections, so I don't care if I cover up something cute. I can use it somewhere else. You know, I can use it from the other collection. So I am good with that. Right, that can go on the inside, or I do like this here, guys. I think I'm going to sacrifice the photo because I have plenty of room for photos. Plenty of room, excuse me. We're doing this. I'm just going to give this a quick little ink job here. I'm going to glue this down so I can have some more stability here because I do love these things and I am going to keep them. So, done deal for you. Okay, so how many of you didn't think this was going to be a good one, and did I change your mind? Or did you know from the get-go that this was going to be a good one? Did I change your mind? Or did you know it was going to be good? Because I thought to myself, it's like, this one may not go over so well. Oh, you know, I just had another thought down here. Boring. We're going to put another one of these down there or something. Something fun. Can't believe I was going to put that boring paper there. What is wrong with me? Oh, I just had an idea. We can still have a picture, my friends. Hold, please. Signature cut time. Hello. We don't have to lose our photo op. Right, so we want this tearing action here. And we're going to want to cut right to the tape. So that way we can bend it right there. Do a little fold. It looks like the tape is holding on to it. See that? So let's ink that from the back so we don't jack up too much of the front. And when you lift this panel, you can do a photo in there. I'm not going to put paper behind it because the idea is to put a photo. So we are going to glue all four sides. When you lift the panel, you can have a photo opportunity. So we didn't lose anything. If you don't glue too much, you can even tuck something in there. Somebody opened my door. The door. You can even do a little tuck in here. Like if you want to keep that closed. Let me see what we got here. I prepped a few, very few embellishments. I didn't have a lot of time. But let's see. You can even do a little photo mat, of course. Photo mat always is the way to go. Ooh, a little coffee. Look at that. How cutie patootie. Cutie patootie. Let me put this up here so I don't lose it because I will lose it. If you want to treat this, let me get a border first. Let me finish down here. Very quickly, let me find those borders. I put all that to the side so I don't lose too much. Here it is. Because we've got so many awesome borders in here. Look at this, guys. Look at this. These would make excellent Monday, the day your weekend of online shopping arrives. I don't have my glasses on so I can barely see. I love that. I don't know how the brown's going to look, but I think it may go well. We'll see. It's a neutral. All depends what I put up here and here if this one will work. We shall see. But if not, we can do this one. Coffee because it's too early for beer. I freaking love that one. Although I'm not a beer drinker, but you know, some people may be. This one will work nicely, and I can use that brown one for somewhere else where I know this one will work. Darn it, I was supposed to cut this smaller before I cut it off. Now I have to use a knife and a ruler because I'm not going to be able to do it. So right there, I'm going to have to go pretty close to the sentiment, which is fine. And then okay, I like that. I can do that. I can do that. I went with this one because I don't want to have to change my whole look just to accommodate the brown paper. So I went with this one and it works out perfectly. Look at that, how gorgeous that is. Now let's finish our papers here and our papers here, and we are done, guys. And then we'll put our inserts. So I love this. I may cut that. This just may be our closure. So I'll make a paper clip out of this. I'm sure you are all familiar with the paper clip. And then, so for the paper clip, we have to have, so we're going to do this. I want my ladies. Where are my ladies? So here are my ladies. So I'm going to do 3. These ladies I'm cutting at the 3.5 inch mark, guys. And these are perfect height. I like the height on these. So I'm going to do 5 1/4. Well, no, because I want these ladies at the top. So and then this will be at 3 3/4 inches. And then I'll fill in the bottom. See that? They're going to be there, chilling. Because I don't want to put them here because this is for your focal point photo. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. If I do that, then, you know, not so good. How cute this color here. I love that. Maybe I'll do this one over here. I'll bring in a little more color instead. Bring in some of that yellow and some of the pink. And I think that will work out nicely. And some of the blue. And this will not kill you to cover it. I don't think so. It wouldn't kill me to cover that up. So I'm going to glue these down so I could just get that done quickly. Let's get this one right here. Stay. And of course we can tuck in all sorts of embellishments in there, but I did not cut my embellishments, so I'm not going to do that yet. We can always go back to do that. Today we're just adding, wrong way. We're adding our paper and just a little bit of embellishing. Jane was super sweet and cut my embellishments out for me. And then I want a shorter, about, so 2.5 inches, guys, okay? 2.5 inches, I think should be more than enough. I'm going to test it, so don't cut yours just yet. Two and a half inches. Let's see. I like that a lot. Let me ink this. I think that will work. This is another photo opportunity here, which is perfect. We want that. You cannot get this in a typical scrapbook layout, all this interaction. But using the idea of a scrapbook layout will give us these amazing, amazing pages. Amazing pages. unique pages that, listen, let's keep it real here. You don't see this. You saw it here first, my people. We'll give you these amazing pages, and I think this is so cool. Truly, truly unique pages, guys. What is going on here? I almost chopped the bee off. Truly, truly unique pages, guys. I will be using the hollow hidden hinge binding mechanism, which is why you'll see that your base pages has either a flap or no flap, and that's because we're gonna attach them together, and I'll show you in a minute, to create our binding pockets. So yes, 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 these will be in a book. You will have a completed book by the time we're done. Look at that. How fun is that? All right, let's put some pattern paper on here. And we've got gray, pink. I'm going to do some of this one. And we've got, so 2 1/4 by 3 3/4 is the measurement. I'm going to do this at 3 3/4, make it smaller. I'm also going to round these corners. Why not? In the 1/4 inch, just to give it a little bit of excitement here. By 3 1/2. Round these corners. So hollow hidden hinge binding mechanism, and it will be one completed book in this gorgeous, gorgeous paper collection. Pick up your paper collection. I have this in a hard copy. This is where my whole mirror image thing comes into play, where now I can't seem to do anything without mirror image. Can you believe that? I used to do everything without mirror image in the past, and now I can't put an embellishment on the top of something without having a back. Cray, cray. But you can do it because we have the digital collection, so. But I'm not going to do it because those of you who get the hard copy, I don't want you to think that you have to have that to get it done. So I'm not going to do anything I can't do with the hard copy. But I'm letting you know, you digital guys, do your mirror image and do a paper clip. For those of you who have a hard copy, I want you to trace around this embellishment because we're going to create a back. Whoopsie. Stop it. Don't move. All right, so we're going to create a back. Ouch. So let me just cut this out. I like to cut all my straight sides first, and then I go in with scissors on whatever's curved, and it just makes my life a lot easier. If I can use my knife for anything curved, I go ahead and I use it, no biggie. Just all depends on how curvy it is, whether I use a knife or scissors to get in there. And this is pretty easy, so. This side over here is pretty, got lots of curves. So paper clip time. So now you'll have the back, at least it'll be covered. To the floor. Grab your glue. You're going to do glue at the top. So I want it to be around there. Look at that. How adorbs! So cute. So, color, my friends. Color, color, color. We need our color paper for there. And I'm going to do the pink, because I can't help myself. No beauty shines brighter than that of a good heart. Ugh, that can't be any more true, man. That cannot be any more true. In your cutting guide, I gave you suggested photo mats. So we're going to cut that, and we're going to put it in the side pocket with this fun tab. So of course, photo on the back, you can do this either way, or you can keep it like that. So in your cutting guide, I gave you a suggested photo mat. It's a trifold that goes here. Now, you do not, if you're going to do the trifold, do not decorate if you're going to put in this pocket. It is strictly for photos. And then another trifold goes back here. This one has more wiggle room. More wiggle room, so you can decorate this one a bit. This one strictly for photos. So I'm going to cut that out of white paper, and I'm going to put, where is it? Oh, here it is. I don't have 8.5 by 11 paper, which, by the way, you can make this project with 8.5 by 11 paper. The 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So I can't remember what the suggested photo mat is, but, and I know I gave you score lines and everything. I'm assuming it's by 11. It's not anything 12 by 12. I think I remember. Yep, that looks right. So we're going to take a look at how many pictures we can get in this thing. Now, I will tell you, you have to be careful with decorating areas that are going to be for pictures. And I'll explain to you in just a moment. What am I doing? Oh, here we go. I wonder if this is going to get all mucked up if I close it. I think it is. I got to find another solution for this because my paper gets all messed up with the color on the side here. But I just love this look. We have to come up with something else. And I don't have to ink, guys. It's the perfect solution. Look at that. How pretty. But see what happens to the side on the bottom? I would have to change my paper every single time. Somebody tell me how to fix this problem. Unless you don't care about that, but I kind of care about that. That does bother me a bit, I will say. I love that. This one, so no decorative, nothing here. This is for pictures. If you're not going to put a picture, let's say if you want to do a photo here, then if you want to do pattern paper here, yes. But don't do pattern paper all over. It's photo, pattern paper, things like that. Not photo on top of pattern paper for this pocket. If you want to do the trifold. Now, if you wanted to do something fancy, you know, with a little more decor, then just use a single layer. Just a single layer. Don't do the trifold. Just do one tag. Or one photo mat, excuse me. Let me see. Or you can do something like this. But I just feel like it would be, you know, with the photo and everything, it may not be good, guys. I want you to have things that are going to work. I love this torn edge too, by the way. I always like to get my hand in there if I can, just to make sure that that flap is down so I can get my mat all the way in there. And then I'm going to put this cutie little thing here. And this is optional. You don't even have to have this. This was just because there's some place for you to tuck that there, okay? That's it. It's not a must. What I should do is take this middle one. Let me see what it looks like with the ink, just because I'm curious. Just because I am curious. And I have so many of these, and of course I didn't pull them out. They're not readily available to me. So with the ink, it's so much neater if you do this, because I don't have that problem with the parchment of the color transferring on. But I cannot do this. This motion messes me up. But it's so pretty in the pink, guys, just so you know. And this is saltwater taffy, in case you're wondering. So what you would do is stick this in here. And you want to glue it so that it's right on that edge. See that? Too much glue. Right on the edge of the photo mat. Come on. So nice and simple, photo, and whatever's left over, pattern paper, guys. Did I glue the whole thing down? Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I need to be punched. Seriously. Didn't want to glue the whole thing down. I want it to keep it lifted so it can go right in there. So now I have to leave it out so that it can dry. Hi, Kathy King. Kathy King. I want it to go in there. Look at how cute. I wish I had a picture so I could put it there and show you. So let's talk about the inside flap. So you can do, think obviously flat things like this. In here you can do the same. You can do pattern paper, mats. If you put chunky items in here, you're going to lose the whole look of this. And you don't want to do that. Be very careful. So what I would do is I would just do pattern paper. Just photo mats with some pocket cards maybe, one pocket card, whatever. Just not an entire, what do you call that? Nothing too bulky. Nothing too bulky is all I'm saying. Because then it's not going to work, guys. It's not going to work. What I would recommend is decorative paper and then photo. Okay. So how much room, my friends? So much room that you have in here for all sorts of goodness. This is what I love right here. You could even do, a brick paper if you wanted to as a photo mat. And then something up here. You can do another pocket card if you want to. Oh, I love this one. This is one of my faves, this one right here. Oh, we've got a little bit of no yellow at all, huh? I would love to cut one of these out and, tack it on somewhere around here. But we could do that later, guys. We could do that later. We don't have to do that right now. The basic layout is done and matted, right? So that's what's important here. You'll be fine with a mat and a photo. Just don't get crazy, people, with nothing too much. We don't want to do too much because then, it loses its functionality. You don't want that. We don't want to lose functionality here. We want to keep the functionality, right? We want it to work. You can even put this one up here. Oh, no, we can't because we cut accordingly. Okay. So that's it. That's what you're doing there, guys. That's it. Let's see what pink looks like on here. Yeah, not excited. All right, so what do we think, guys? I think it turned out gorgeous. Okay, these will not be saved into the project folder. I'm not going to do double saving on YouTube and in project folders because it's just a waste of space in my box.com when I already have it here on YouTube. So you will just have access to the playlist here, okay? And notice I didn't use any metal. Normally I love to put metal on things, eyelets, ties, danglies. I did nothing. I kept this first one super, super duper simple. Of course, as with everything else that we do, we always get more and more and more involved, right? Always. It never fails with me. So expect more. Expect more. I will give you, no, I'm not. I was going to give you a sneak peek of the next one, but I'm not. I lied. I'm terrible. How stinking cute is this? What's going on? Oh, my bad. Is this not the cutest thing ever? I feel like, make sure you burnish on those bottom flaps really well, because they tend to want to keep your photo mat up and it drives me crazy. Is this dry now? Probably not. Is that not gorgeous? Look at that. Oh, closure. Hello. I wanted to use these fun closures here. So I'm thinking I was going to put one here under, right at the perforated edge. Right there. I should have probably brought it a little. The adhesive on this stuff is ridiculous. Ah, darn it. Under, right around there. Have you guys seen these already? I showed you these in a previous class. We'll link you guys to these little closures. So one there, and maybe here. I absolutely adore these. Ah, please don't do that. And you can put it under the pattern paper. I just didn't think about it. They're clear, so once I put my photo on top, you're not going to see it. And they're super duper thin, which is what I love. So see that? And then what I do not have is the perfect twine. I have to look. For now, we'll use some ribbon because I do not have twine. I like twine. I'm not a big fan of ribbon. But for now, we'll use it. I also love cheesecloth, so we could try cheesecloth as well. But for now, we'll do ribbon. Let's see if I can tie a bow. I mean, truly, the reason why I'm not a fan of ribbon is because I suck at tying bows. Not because I don't like ribbon. I love ribbon. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I will shut up. I did a good bow. Did I do a good bow? Oh my gosh, I may have done a good bow. This is a decent bow, people. Perhaps I should talk crap about myself and then I'll make a nice bow. Oh my gosh, I made a nice bow! I made a nice bow! Look at that! And of course, I don't care if my bow doesn't show, but I can shorten my photo mat, of course, and then my bow will show. But look at how cute I made a nice bow! I could have put it a little higher to see the bow, but I'm okay with that. I'll probably cut my photo mat. We'll lose the Be Strong. Let's see. I can use that somewhere else. If I do not start holding my thingy down. Oh my gosh. Isn't that the cutest thing with a bow? I take it all back. How cute is that? This is the first time I think I make a bow that I celebrate. I'm really, really in love with this. I think it turned out gorgeous. Let's count. Oh gosh, I have to undo my bow. I may not be able to do it again. But we'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pictures. And that's not even counting if we do the trifold down here. In this one little package. I love it so much. So we have our flaps here. So the next layout we'll do is going to be on the base that gets attached to this. And you see all of that in your cutting guide, guys. Everything is in your cutting guide. So we went from this to this. I didn't change anything up. I left it exactly the same. So I'm pretty happy. It's going to hold lots and lots of pictures. If you keep the balance between the layers of paper where I indicate where you should use the paper, you'll be able to fit the photos in nicely. If you go outside of that, I can't help you guys. So if I say don't put bulkiness here or bulkiness there, etc., etc., it's for a reason. You will not have the nice balance between paper, embellishments, and photos. I'm going to see if I print out a few pictures for the next one so I can put something here so you guys can see it with a beautiful photo there. Just, it'll be so pretty to see. So, so pretty. So we'll use this somewhere else. You can even put this, if I did a photo, put it somewhere around there or at the top, somewhere. I'm not sure, but we'll use that somewhere or in another one. Doesn't have to be there, guys. I'm trying to see if I have a picture somewhere around here. Well, this one's not going to match, but oh, I have one of me and Gigi. Maybe oh, it's a little small. Darn it. It's a little small. This is a selfie I took of myself that I should smile more often. I look mean in this picture. But that is pretty fabulous. Look at that. I didn't smile. I love it. And then, oh, this one I'm smiling in this one. Oh, but what happened here? I must have cut by accident somewhere in this picture. Darn it. All right, I guess I'll have to have the meanie one. So, and my top is the perfect color too. It looks good. Look at that, guy. So I would cut this photo just a wee bit more because I would want the pink to show. And even a little bit more. Look at that. There you have it, guys, with a picture. And just, no pun intended, picture it with all the other pictures tucked in there. How amazing. Oh, I think I feel like I look mean when I don't smile. I am a serious chick. I'm a serious girl. I love it. I think it looks beautiful. I couldn't plan that any better, guys. All right, guys. Well, I am done. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I think this was so much fun and different. Different is what I'm always looking to bring you guys. Always. I hope you all join me for this one. I think it's a great one. I think you guys are going to love this. And The whole, and I want to chat with you guys for a minute about this. The whole point of making the reference book, in my mind, I feel like if you needed to go, let's say if you wanted to make this layout in a smaller book, I feel like you would be able to resize if you had the parts and pieces, a visual of them, not just in a cutting guide. Because yes, you have the cutting guide, yes, but the parts and pieces. So do you think that this reference book is a good idea? Or I'm curious if some of you think that this is a waste of time and we should bypass this and just go straight to the matting and not do I'm still going to do the reference book. I'm just curious because I have so many designs, guys. I mean, so many that there's going to be series of this, okay? You're probably going to have 100 layouts by the time we're done, okay? I feel like you can resize a lot, you know, with all these, with the visual of these moving parts. Listen, I scare myself sometimes. I am I am the epitome of pretty bird, but it's not pretty bird. It's idea, idea, idea. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to go nuts. But I love it. I love doing what I do, and I love sharing my excitement with you guys. I love it. So thank you so much for joining me week after week. I truly, truly appreciate you all. Truly. Oh, that's a great idea, Tracy. If you're making a book for someone else, they can pick and choose their layouts. That would be great. Like if you're selling, for those of you who sell your books, you can do like a custom order library thing. That would be so fun. I do have the paper collection. Get two if you're going to make it exactly like mine. I really think two is going to do it. I hope I don't need any more because I know you guys would be super annoyed with me. But I'm going to try to keep it at two. And you can get the hard copy or you can get the digital collection. Those are on my website right now, paperphenomenon.com. If I so happen to need a third paper pack, I will break it to you guys gently. And I have plenty of paper, so we should be fine. You know, the hard copy. Digital is easy because you can just print. When I'm using a digital collection, I don't care if I use 4 sheets of one kind because you can print that. But when I'm using a hard copy, that scares me a little bit because you have limitations with hard copy. But I think 2. Well, here I use, and I didn't use them all, but I used 1, 2, 3 patterns because the 4th one here was the back of another one. So these collections have, I think, 24 patterns in them or maybe more. So I think we should be fine. Yeah, I think so. I hope. Thank you everyone for joining me and hanging out with me during my crazy crafting time and my craziness. Bye.